Guys,
Yep.
I'm gonna do the bit a third time.
Are you recording now? Is that recording?
We're recording.
That's been recording.
Okay, cool. Chill. What's this for?
So guys, I actually already did this bit 2 times before, but I wasn't recording the audio.
Okay.
But you guys get to live this out. That wasn't the right button. I'm
That's
sorry,
pretty
chat.
funny.
Not chat. This isn't live. This is a video.
It's a bit.
It's a really funny bit.
Oh, it's so funny.
Guys, you're not gonna believe this. Welcome back to the Ultimate Streamer Meetup Podcast. You got Nintendo, Mario, Troy, Riley After Hours, and Nate Vale, all live in the studio, ready to come with you through the podcast action of the internet. I'm just rambling right now because this I already did the bit twice.
Yeah. Oh, you're just gonna cut off the music. You wouldn't like.
Yeah, no, it was getting kind of awkward, and so I turned it off.
It's fine. It's cool. I don't even care. But
so
Can that music be found on YouTube? Like, can I find that and add it to my playlist?
probably, honestly,
okay, cool. But yeah, thank you guys for having me here.
absolutely.
Enjoy it.
Look,
Picking both of us up like well.
I'm gonna ask that whenever one of you wants to talk, pull the mic close to you. These do a lot better when they're
That's
closer to your face.
understandable.
Yeah.
This is not
we'll just
my
leave it right here.
podcast studio by any
That's fine.
means.
Yeah,
I'm
get really
borrowing.
close like
Or we
this.
could just,
Yeah,
if you just want to.
so because of the nature of borrowing things, it's not going to be perfect. We only have 3 mics and also
True.
only 3 headsets.
Mm-hmm.
So these two are going to be sharing a microphone.
Amen.
And I'm going to be running sound over here.
So true.
But yeah, so to give you guys some context, you probably have seen over the past couple of days, maybe a week at this point, depending on how lazy I am editing this. We got the boys over, right?
We're
Obviously,
here.
me, Nate Vale, we live here in North Louisiana. But the boys, Nick, Mario, Troy, and Riley, After Hours, are here.
You guys know, right?
They flew in. You've probably seen a little bit, got a little bit of an idea of what's going on. But today we're going to talk about the Louisiana experience and just how the trip has been in general. So one of you two can go ahead and take it away with some thoughts.
Okay.
Will you come back?
Will I come back? Is that the opening question, or do you want us to like give our statement first? Because I was gonna go into like my experience so far since I've been here the longest compared to Nick here.
You were here for like maybe 12 hours more.
Yeah, but that's a lot.
Okay.
Lot. That's like a half a day.
You slept an extra night. Yeah, no, you can go ahead and either or.
Okay, well, to answer your first question, will I come back? The answer is no.
Oh my god.
This has been a miserable time. I've
Oh,
hated every
that's
second
awesome.
of it.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I just don't enjoy it. But yeah. So the first, when I was planning on coming here, my parents were like pretty supportive and stuff. They were like, yeah, just go off like you're an adult or whatever, figure it out. And I was like, okay, cool. So I go to Burbank Airport, take my flight, and I'm immediately stuck between. If you've ever watched Better Call Saul, I was stuck between 2 men who look like. I don't remember. He runs why can't I remember? But whatever. He runs the old like law firm that Jimmy worked at during season 2 that he like purposely got himself fired from. But I was stuck between those guys who look like identical clones stuck right next to each other, and I sat in the middle of them like a canned sardine, and it was just absolutely terrible because the guy to the left of me, he was just watching Star Trek: The Next Generation, like the movies or whatever, like the J.J. Abrams ones, but only the fight scenes. Like whenever there was dialogue, he would skip forward and he would just only watch the fight scenes. And the guy next to me was very talkative. He loved talking to me. And he was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm going to make it for my flight. Because we had to like stay there for a bit because there was a thunderstorm. He's like, I don't know if I'm going to make it for my flight. My layover's in like 10 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I'm like, dude, you're freaking me out. You need to calm down. You need to take it down a notch real quick because I'm starting to freak out now. And I'd be like, dude, it's fine. Because he was like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. And I was like, dude, there's like a timer. So you kept having me check my phone. He was like, can you check what time it is in Dallas right now? And I was like, you.
Did he not have a cellular device?
Well, they don't update because we were on airplane mode. So they were still in LA time. But yeah,
Okay,
but
okay.
I had in my clock app the Dallas time. And I was
Yeah.
like, you can do that. And he was like, no, I don't know how to set it up because whatever. Because he was like old. And I was like, all right, whatever. Then flying actually to Louisiana, it was really chill. The only like funny thing that happened was that in the airport of Dallas, I got a bit of action, a hoo-ha or whatever. You have any sound effects? Like you have any like a
I got one.
like an ooh? That's pretty good.
I actually I got 2.
That's awesome. So yeah, I was in the Dallas airport. I'm sitting there reading some Junji Ito classics. He's a horror mangaka for those who do not know. And
What did he write? What is this thing?
he wrote stuff like Uzumaki,
Uzumaki,
Tomie,
okay, yeah.
and I don't remember what the thing is, but like if you've ever, it's referenced a lot in media, but like the thing where it's like the people, there's like those holes in the walls that are people shaped, and there's the guy who's like, this is my hole. It's like that, but I don't remember what it's called.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
But yeah,
about.
it was referenced in Steven Universe, but
Oh, I remember. I know.
you watch it. You watch Steven Universe. You know what it's about.
I do know Steven Universe. You talking
You
about
watch
the
Steven
Amethyst?
Universe?
Yeah, the kindergarten.
Kindergarten?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a
You watch
reference.
Steven Universe?
Yeah, I like Steven Universe.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
For all the audio listeners, we just dapped each other up because I watched Steven Universe, and that's crazy.
Yeah, no, it was yeah, no,
But,
the
but I
kindergarten.
don't.
The
But I
kindergarten
don't
is-
know anime.
Yeah, the kindergarten is referenced. Well, it's never been anime. It's just a manga. But so I'm sitting there reading my books or whatever,
Okay.
like an Ultimate Giga Chat, and this fine lady sits next to me or whatever, and she's kind of like looking at me like up and down. Like I can tell she was obviously like she sat there for a reason to get the Riley After Hours difference or whatever. But she's like looking up and down, and she looks over at what I'm reading, and I'm gonna pull up an image on Discord.
You just like wait, like you were like, hold on, keep that look, and then you just pull out your phone and take a picture.
No,
Is that what you did?
no, I did not take a photo of it. I sent a photo of basically what I was looking at. So I am sitting there, and she looks over to my book, and it's stuff like this is in there, and I'm just like,
For our audio listeners, it's just a grotesque image of a girl
Yeah.
with a face, and then like another face
Yeah.
that kind of looks like a tiger.
if you want
like,
exactly,
attached to the head.
if you want exactly what it is the Tomie story chapter called Painter. That's where it comes from. But it's the one where he says, "This is my masterpiece." So, she looks over and sees that, and she immediately gets up and then walks away, and it just leaves. And then like
To be fair, I would too.
you know, she was like honestly I think she was going to talk to me, and then she was like looking at my book to see what I was reading, like start a conversation, and then she just saw that and she just left.
I'm pretty sure if they didn't know like what that was from, anyone would have left.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I mean, like I would have been like, that's funny, but I probably honestly would. I don't like starting conversations with people, but if I saw that like without any context, I would have been like, oh, what's that?
I do know what it's from now.
Mhm.
I still would have left.
What? That's crazy. Yeah, no. So when I actually got to Louisiana, though, it was such a delight because I immediately get out the door and I see Joey and his. Is it your brother or your stepbrother?
No, that one's just my brother.
Yeah, I see his brother with them, and they're holding like a sign or whatever, and I can't really tell what it is, but I look up, it's Mr. DePiglio, and it's like, haha, it's so funny that one of my lowest performing videos is like all I'm known for.
It's not about the views; it's about the culture.
It's about the culture. Yeah, the DePiglio culture is pretty strong. And before even saying hi to me or being like, welcome to Louisiana, he says, oh, so you're actually 6'4".
Yeah,
And I was like-
he was claiming he was 6'4" for months, for years, and it's just because it's the truth. Riley is way taller than me,
Yeah, I mean,
as
like,
you've probably seen already.
yeah. It's like, I was like, yeah, why would I lie? And you're like, I don't know.
I thought it was just like the Clint Stevens bit.
I'm in like a constant state of having to accept that I am the shortest person just ever.
Yeah.
Shortest person.
No, I never had to go through that. I'm the one who always
Yeah.
has to like, well, yeah, because I'm friends with like a lot of short people, so I'm like the person who has to like do like some like creepy like Jack Skellington like leaning down to like talk to people and whatnot.
Yep.
Hey man.
My thing that I do enjoy, because all through school I was the shortest kid, right?
Mhm.
But now I am finally taller than some women, and that's big.
Amen, brother.
That's big.
Amen, brother.
There's some girls, and I'm talking to them, and I'm like, holy crap!
I
I'm
know
not
this is a
looking
lie
up.
because it's Joey talking to women.
Okay, it's
He's
very
like, there's
real.
some women
It's
and
very
they
real.
were like red hair, like white face. They were women.
You
who
won't
were,
see them around here. They don't.
Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah, they don't
They
go
go,
to
They're not-
school.
they go to a
Yeah.
different high
They
school.
go to a different
so.
high school. What, Joey talking to high schoolers?
I'm only 19. I'm 1 year separated from high school.
Yeah, no, so it was pretty fun. Joey treated me some Wendy's. It was really like
did.
a fun time and stuff. I got to meet his whole family. They were pretty chill. And then
His mom's really cool.
his mom is pretty cool. She was nice.
Shout out to my mom.
Super chill.
his mom.
Shout out to Joey's mom.
Big
She may
ups.
say some funny things during Sunshine streams, but like other than
Yeah.
that, she's pretty chill. So,
We'll ignore that joke.
hold on, what's the?
That works.
That was the one.
Yeah, no. So then the next day, we drove down to the airport and we picked up Nick. So, Nick, it's your turn. What happened on your experience?
Oh, okay. So we're going back and forth day by day.
Yeah.
Day by Day is a really good song by Citizens, by the way. I think it's by Citizens. Don't look that up.
Okay, nerd.
It's a good song.
I was definitely really nervous the day before, just because
Stop looking at it like that.
lads, I have never spent the night at someone's house.
Yeah.
I have never spent the night at a friend's house. I've never slept over, never stayed with my grandma, nothing.
You've never not
grand-
been in your house. You're homeschooled, right?
The grandma
Yeah.
part
like,
is what was like crazy.
Grandma part.
You've never. That's like.
Well, yeah, because
Continue.
Joey, you
Continue.
said that like his mom called your mom and like had
Yeah,
like
yeah, they had a
That was a
pretty long
requirement.
conversation.
That was a requirement.
That's
It's like,
crazy.
okay, I'm all right with you going. I have to speak with his mother.
Yeah. And to be fair, Riley is 18 years of age. At the time of recording, Nick here is only 17
Mm-hmm.
for like a couple more weeks. So
Yeah.
I do understand that, right? That makes a lot of sense.
I'm literally a minor. The night before, I tried to go to sleep at 10 o'clock, couldn't sleep, had to get up at 4 in the morning, which came pretty early.
Which is bad that you were trying to start at 10 o'clock. I think you had to wake up at 4.
I was trying because that's early for me, but
Yeah. I just put a couple melatonins
yeah, I was dead tired.
and then not wake up the next morning because I'm too dead.
And I specifically remember a point when my dad walked me to security and he was like, all right, this is it. You're on your own. Bye. And I was like, all right. And I remember looking back through like the glass pane or whatever, and he's just sitting there on the chair. I was like, peace. Bye.
Yep.
Round the corner. It's just like, okay, it's time to be a man.
It's
It's
so
man
funny
time.
just compared to what my mom did. My mom, she was like, she dropped me off. Like we pulled up to Burbank Airport and she was like, okay, bye. And I was like, are you not gonna like come in with me? And she was like, oh, I guess if you want.
Yeah.
And then so then she parks or whatever, and we go on in or whatever, and then I go to security and she's like, well, bye, and she just left. Which, like, to be fair, she did have to go to work. Like she was
Yeah,
driving
yeah.
like me to the airport on her way there. But it was just so funny. I was like, I've never done this before. Like, do you think I know like how to get like a ticket and stuff? Like
Yeah.
it was just it was a very wacky experience. Because the only other time I'd like flown by myself before that was I met up with my mom in New York to go to New York Comic Con because she was like working on a set there for like The Last Jedi.
See, I haven't ridden a plane since I was probably 6 or 7, and I don't know when I plan on flying again. Probably next summer if we ever do anything.
If we do anything, yeah.
Yeah, I've never been on anything that lifted from the ground.
Really?
Yeah,
What?
no,
Ever?
ever.
Your car's never gone airborne?
I guess
With
in,
the way
like-
you drive?
Yeah, I do drive a little wacky.
Yeah.
It's all right though. But no, my car's never been.
You never seen
I did an ollie on a skateboard once.
You've never seen a speed bump and we're like, ooh.
Roller coaster?
I have done that before. In my old car way back when. Like it felt like the engine was about to just fall out.
Yeah.
But I was like, there's this. So by our academy, there's this really long road, and at the end of that road, there's a speed bump, and I went like 80, just going on that road, and it was phenomenal because I hit that bump, and like it felt like everything broke at once, but it was already all broken, so it didn't matter.
That's crazy.
Hit the bump. It was glorious.
Yeah, so Nick, what was your flight like?
Yeah.
There was the build up to it, but like what was your actual like flight experience like?
I rounded the corner. I couldn't see my dad anymore. And I immediately called him on the phone. I'm like, all right, I'm in. I'm walking to my terminal. The airport has like 3 terminals. It's just A. And like, I see it. It matches what's on my phone. Is that the one? Is that it? I didn't actually ask him that, but I was like, okay, I'm sitting down now. I'm waiting. And the first flight was interesting. I have a really kind of a funny story to tell about it. The guy next to me popped in some AirPods and did not speak to me once. Not even, yo, I'm going to go to sleep now.
That's the ideal
Nothing.
experience.
It was honestly ideal. For a first flight, I was
Yes
just
and
like,
no. I feel like
Nah, I
it'd be
don't-
way too awkward if he just doesn't say at least like
it got
hello.
a little awkward.
Dude,
Yeah.
the ideal experience for me is kind of like on a plane. This is just like how I deal with strangers in general, is like how I want my ideal Uber to be. Where you go in the car, they say, where you heading? And then you tell them, and then no more conversation except for have a nice night when you're out of the car.
Well, yeah, but at least that's more comfortable than saying nothing because they have the location you're going to. Okay,
Yeah, I
they know.
Yeah, I know, but like it's still
But
like
at least like the gratuity of like, hey, I'm gonna sit next to you or something. You don't have to say it
Nah,
like that.
I don't
That
know.
sounds
I mean,
weird,
like
but-
besides like
Yeah.
the guy that was watching like Star Trek fight scenes or whatever, the only thing he said, because he was sitting on like the outside seat, was like, "Oh, let me get up real quick so you can get in." And I was like, "Okay." And then that was the only word spoken. You just take a sniff of the whiff of the mic.
Well, you can't say that though, because like, why didn't you just stop the guy and be like, "Hey, man, what movie is this?"
Hey, man.
Yeah, hey, man.
Because I recognized it, and the only thing I did on that flight, because I was like sardined in between these two dudes, was like I couldn't get my Switch, I couldn't get my books, so I just slept the entire first flight because I was like so tired.
which is honestly the move. I feel like, you know.
Yeah, so the guy didn't talk to me. I eventually, I remember just sitting there waiting for the flight to lift off was very nerve-wracking because I'd only heard from my dad, like, oh, yeah, I got super motion sick my first time flying. It sucks.
What an awesome thing to tell your kid before their first flight.
He was like, yeah, the first time sucks, then it's all right. But I remember sitting there the whole time, like, and then I hear the engine revving up. It's getting, like, louder and louder. I'm like, oh. But, like I kept anticipating it lifting off. And then when it finally did, I was like, oh. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So my dad just has no stomach. Okay.
Your dad's a
yeah.
Sorry, I can't say that. I forgot.
You can't say
I forgot. This is Joey's stream.
Do not speak about my father in that way.
You want the drum kit?
Whoa. Please do not talk about Nick's father in that way. Thank you.
It's too late. I don't even know what the joke was. But yeah, I took some obligatory like plane lifting off. I'm so high pictures. I eventually whipped out the GBASP, played the first 2 worlds of Mario 3, and then eventually it hit me. I have to pee so freaking bad. I spent like 5 minutes like, does this plane even have a bathroom on it? Do they all have bathrooms on them? And there were no flight attendants walking by. I was like, can I just get out of my seat and ask if they have a bathroom on the plane? But no, I never did. And by the time I was like, finally like, okay, I'm just going to get up and pee. They were like, we are getting ready to land. Buckle up. Get in your seat. We are getting ready to land. And at that point, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. And 25 minutes later, after we were finally landed and I could get out of the plane, I had to pee more than I have ever had to pee in my entire life. So I immediately get into like the Atlanta airport, which the terminal is this massive hallway with a bunch of restaurants and it's crowded. Apparently it's the busiest airport in the country, which doesn't help being like the first time flying. But I immediately spot like the neon blue men's bathroom sign. I'm just like, I book it straight there. It was the most like satisfying thing. The entire trip was just getting to pee in that moment. Yeah. And I immediately like I called my dad, like, okay, I landed.
Did you call him while you were peeing?
I was in the bathroom. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm peeing. This is.
He's here like a.
I had to pee so bad.
I'm sure that was a
He's like,
spiritual
he was like,
experience,
yeah, he was like, did you see the sign, the blue sign? I was like, yes, I went straight there.
You got at least lucky though, because even though like yours is a massive hallway, my I forgot to mention this. When I got to Dallas, the guy who was giving me an anxiety attack was like, well, where are you heading to? And I was like, oh, I'm going to Louisiana. And he was like, why? And I was
there's nothing
a question with no answer.
And I was like, I don't know, like I'm a business trip. And he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm filming something. And he was like, what? And I was like, I'm like an actor or whatever, because I didn't want to be like, I'm going to film with my Let's Play friends.
Yeah, that's weird.
But yeah, so
you should have said, hey, I had to sign an NDA, but you'll see it.
You'll see it.
You'll know soon.
Yeah, no.
Memorize this face.
Yeah, obviously I didn't have the hindsight, but
yeah.
So
Clint Eastwood.
I thought you were gonna say Clint Stevens, but yeah. Sure. But yeah, so he's like, oh well, like what gate are you going to? Like, cause he's been to that airport before. He asked if I was, and I was like, nope. So he looks and he's like, son, the gate isn't on here. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, the gate isn't here. And I was like, oh no. So I immediately just go to like some customer service, and she's like, oh yeah, like you're E29. Keep in mind, I was in like A3, and I was like, oh, where do I go? And she was like, oh, you need to go on the train. And I was like, excuse me?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, the train. And I was like, okay. So I go, like, I like walk around this huge hallway, like going up and downstairs, like over and over again. And I find this train. And I go into like the one that says E, and I'm in that train for like 10 minutes because I like ride all the way over there. And then I have to go up these stairs, down these stairs on like those weird, like they're like escalators, but just flat ground, just move forward. That. And it took me like 25 minutes.
They should make sidewalks out of that.
They should.
True.
They should. Yeah, it took me like 25 minutes just to like get from my gate to the next one. And I was like, this sucks. This is terrible. I hate it.
Yeah, I was in the D terminal, and it was like massive. So I landed in like D5. It was like between 5 and 10, and the terminal I needed to be at was like D40.
We're like,
and it took 10 minutes just to walk from. But it took 10 minutes just to walk from one end to the other, and I had like 3.5 hours, 4 hours just sitting there, and eventually I just kind of roamed around a little bit just to like stretch my legs. until I just kind of sat down. I was like, okay, food. I need to carbo load. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get food next. And there was this muffin stand right next to my terminal. And I was like, that's it. The muffin. The infamous muffin. And
You
that
met the
muffin.
man.
Yeah. No, it was a woman.
Oh.
Oh, crap. Not women. But that muffin messed me up. I think it was also like kind of the nerves. Because at this point I was like.
It was one of the first things that I remember from that day. Because like he said, he had to wake up at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Me and Riley are big chilling. We don't have to make it to our airport till like 10.
Yeah.
But I wake up and I just see these
Like,
messages.
bunch
It's
of
like,
DMs.
I'm about to pee myself. This muffin is about to kill me.
No, this entire story.
Well, because like the day before, me and Joey were talking. We were like, "Do you think like he's gonna be like okay?" Because like before this trip, I don't think I did not know you very well. I knew you as like you're the Nintendo frog, but
Yeah, that's fair. I am the Nintendo frog.
But,
number one
Nintendo frog. But
And I was like, yeah.
when he was like,
it's not that complicated.
well, yeah, no, but you were like, he's never like been on a sleepover before. He's never been on a flight before. I was like, this is a lot of like big first steps
Yeah.
all in one day. Like I was like, if he ends up like wussing out, like I'd be like, okay, fair. But like,
But
I mean, I would have
also-
been pissed, but it would have been like, I understand.
it's not like he can go back.
No.
Well, no, that's what I was saying. But as soon as the next day when I saw
Our
all the-
airport is very small.
Yeah,
There,
well, that's what
he
I'm saying.
could not make it
when I saw those messages, I was like, oh, he's gonna be fine. But the day before, like before he got on the flight, I was like, is he gonna be like okay? Is he chilling? Is he being chilling?
Yeah. No, I was nervous about it, but now I'm being chillin'.
Now you're being chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all being
Like I said, I remember getting past that point when I was like total disconnect, sitting on the plane. It's like it's man time.
Yeah.
Time to be a man.
That was me.
right,
Yeah, then you
viewers.
immediately called your dad.
Yeah, immediately. And then my mom, and then my brother.
Yeah.
And when I made it to Atlanta, I called my grandma because she lives in Atlanta.
Mhm.
She told me to call her when I get to Atlanta. Didn't have anything else to do for that 3.5 hours, but sit.
You could have gotten her to come meet you at the airport or something.
No, she'd have to go through like security and
Well, yeah,
all
because
that.
then he'd have to
It'd
go.
be
He
like-
can't leave the airport.
Yeah.
So like she would have to
That's
go
true.
through all that
I
stuff.
mean, he could leave the airport.
Yeah, but then he'd have to go through security again. It's gonna like be like,
Yeah.
bruh. But,
Yeah. I sat there, ate my muffin. It messed me up.
oh, yeah,
I
you were-
was-
Which is unfortunate. I'm a big muffin guy.
I was worried about closing my eyes to like take a nap, just to, like rest my eyes or whatever, and someone
Yeah.
just steals my backpack. Just like comes and takes it. I had my arm. I was sitting in my chair, and for you vocal listeners, I don't care about you.
vocal listener.
Vocal listeners, sound
dub
only
over this
fellers.
yourself.
I was sitting. I had my arm around my backpack with the strap,
You
and
get the
my
mic a little bit
hand
closer to you.
clenched. And my hand was clenched on my suitcase, and I was just like, and I'd listened to a couple things. First, I finished the most recent Scott the Wise episode about 3D gaming.
Good stuff.
Then I watched the Red Letter Media review for like, what is it, Roger Rabbit or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I listened to Dark Side of the Moon it was Animals from Pink Floyd.
Oh, I thought when you said animals, it was like the one where it's like.
Maroon 5 one?
Yeah, the one that's like. "Pretty
No.
Yeah.
And then I just sat there. I didn't play any games. I don't remember what else I watched on YouTube, but it was a long 3.5 hours.
No games.
No video gaming. No gaming.
That's my worst
whatsoever.
nightmare.
Yeah, no Wi-Fi and
You
no
know,
video games.
I think that
and no pizza.
bringing up the no games, begs an important question. Would you rather have unlimited bacon?
No, we're not.
Shut up, Joey.
Shut up, Joey. Shut up, Joey.
Shut up, Joey.
We're gonna get to the Spin Dash versus Mario 64 in a minute.
Or
Man, literally,
or
like before the podcast
games,
was like, I'm Jay
unlimited
Schlatt.
games, but no.
Yeah, so fine, we'll move on to the next day. So next day, we're all chilling. We'll go back, I guess, to like going to meeting the Joey friends or whatever, the IRLs.
Well, first we got to say he also got a sign.
You did get a sign.
Yeah, let me talk about like my second flight and then getting there. So the second flight was like the opposite of the first. The plane was not spacious at all. It was microscopic. I was squeezed in the front seat, and the guy next to me was like a chatterbox. It was an older guy, and like very, very wise old dude. And he talked to me the entire time about Christianity.
That's
He
the
talked
guy.
to me. That's the guy who I was telling, like,
when
hey.
we were when we picked him up, there was like this old man who was like, "Hey Nick, it was nice meeting you." And you were like, "Yeah, thanks, you too." And then you like
Yeah.
shook his hand, and I was like,
Who? Yeah, exactly. No, the dude's name was Rob. Dude's name was Rob.
Shout out to Rob.
Shout out, Rob.
Shout out to Rob. I hope your
Shouts
I hope your high school reunion went well. It's the first time he's ever been to a high school reunion. It was at like the 68th reunion for his
that's
high school. He
scary.
never went to one before, and he went to this one. He was a pretty nice guy. He talked to me for a while about like Christianity. He talked to me about. Dang, that's all we talked about. No, it was.
Talk to me about Christianity.
It
Talk
was-
to me about loving God. Talk to me about Jesus.
It was a long conversation. It lasted an hour and a half, and he
Which I'm
asked me.
assuming
He
is
asked
the
me what I was
duration of the
doing. He was
flight.
like, "Hey, why?" Like, I told him this is like my first time flying. I told him I'd never slept over at a friend's house, and his reaction to me saying that I was going to meet some friends that I knew online for 5 years was crazy. Because he was like, "Dang, well, I've heard of online dating," but... and I was like sitting there like, "Does this guy think I'm gay?" This whole time.
does.
You were like, oh no.
That's crazy.
Heaven forbid
I didn't
that.
explicitly say like I'm not gay because he didn't ask.
I mean,
but
yeah, I mean, if you... I feel like he would have been very relieved by that, though, considering the fact the only thing he talked to you about was about God. So
Yeah.
he probably would have been very relieved if you said, yeah, I'm
Oh
not
my-
gay.
That's why he just talked about God to you.
That
That was the
was
only. That was the
before.
reason. He was
That was
like,
before.
oh, that was before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
yeah, he specifically asked me if you were talking to a non-believer about the faith and they knew nothing about it, how would you describe it to them, or how would, like, in a positive way, how would you like get that initial hook in? That's like a
Go ahead.
complete stranger. That is the absolute scariest thing they could ask you. Is like,
I would
make
love,
me a Christian.
I would
What's
love
your
to
answer?
have been in that conversation.
It was nuts.
That sounds awesome.
That's like what Joey was
I don't
do-
remember what answer I gave, but it wasn't.
He was
it wasn't
prepping
like
you for
anything
the time
special.
that I went to, that you guys taking me to church for the first time.
Yeah.
He was prepping you for that. But, yeah.
Did it work?
No. No. I don't want to talk too much about it, because considering the fact that, like, spoiler alert, we're in the church right now.
True.
I don't want to, like, talk too much about it, but it definitely did not make me... No, sorry. It did not make me turn to Christianity.
It didn't seem like you had that great of a time.
It did the opposite. It made me, like... I don't like being like, oh, like, I'm the amazing atheist or whatever. Like, I'm pretty, like, agnostic or whatever, but it made me be like,
Yeah.
I'm moving more towards that territory.
Well, I hate that was your experience.
Yep.
but
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, so that flight was definitely the complete opposite of the first. And then I get off, and this dude, I didn't
Got
know where
off
to
on
get.
the
I didn't know
flight?
where to get my bag.
It's part of
Yeah.
the Mile High
Take my
Club.
bag.
Mile
And
High
he was like, "Oh yeah, follow me. It's this way." And then as we're going down that hallway, I see y'all. You with your like pixel cool dude sunglasses. You're like, "Yo, boom!" And he sees it. And the very first thing I think walking towards y'all is when it says like not a MAGA hat on it, not a makeup
That was
America
me.
great
That's my
hat. I'm
my
like,
edition.
what is Rob thinking about this? That was the first thing I thought.
Because I saw the dude and I saw him looking at the sign. He was reading it hard.
Yeah, he's like,
God.
He he was looking out for you in case we were like insane.
Yeah.
You know.
no. And I was thinking, do these guys look insane? I see your glasses. I see the sign.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, like
And-
there was already an old lady who was like being weird. Like,
Yeah, I'll
she,
let you talk about that.
Before, like literally, like a few minutes before he showed up, this elderly woman was like walking past us, and she like looks at his sign, because there's one sign that had the thing that said "not a MAGA hat," but then the main part of it said it's a reference to something that Joey said.
The sign says the bravest boy on the plane who flew all by himself,
Which I was.
which he was.
I was very brave.
And I thought that was really funny. But this old woman comes up and she reads it for a solid minute, and she looks at me and Riley and she's like, "How old is he?" As if we're picking up a 3-year-old who is flying by himself.
Well, I mean, consider what you wrote on there. You wrote the bravest boy who flew all by
Yeah.
himself.
And I was like, "No, he's 17 years old. We're just messing with him." And then she says, "Okay, well, I better be gone before I see the bloodshed."
Like,
or
what
something
does that
stupid
mean?
like
The
that.
bloodbath.
The bloodbath, yeah. And
Yeah, and I was like, okay.
and so my assumption is
That's
that she thought
terrifying.
that
Well, I think
Mario was just going to shank us.
That was gonna take
on site.
parasocial to the next level. If he flew all the way to Louisiana by himself just to kill Joey.
You know, it's also like parasocial to like the extreme.
Yeah.
Ezra, the guy who was on my tech team,
Yeah.
has known Joey for like 3 years. And then he showed up and he was like, "Hey, what up, Joey?" And then Joey was like, "Who is this kid?"
Yeah, I had.
And then Ezra was like,
Oh yeah, we'll have to.
He doesn't know
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And that was so weird to me. We were driving back to my house to grab some things, and he was like, he doesn't know me, and I was like, what? And he's like, nothing.
You know
Well,
what?
yeah, I just saw this guy.
I
For
think
some context, we just got back from Nate at Night.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk. We're gonna have to talk about. I feel like we should set
Yeah.
an order. So
We'll get
we'll
to
finish-
that.
we gotta
a little bit
finish-
later.
your side
But-
of what happened, and then the same night was when we met you, and when we went to meet the IRL people. So like, if you watched the Chicken Nugget stream, basically all of those people
Yeah.
went to a youth group
Yeah.
meeting.
Young adult.
Young adults.
We're
sorry.
not in high school anymore.
My bad. But yeah, and then we'll just kind of move on from there.
Yeah, I'll talk about
timeline-wise.
Canes and we'll move. I'll let you talk about the rest of the day.
All right.
But I remember the two things I noted about the two of you, which is it's kind of weird and awkward. The first thing I said was, "You look like Wario and Waluigi."
You did say that.
And that's just, and then the second thing I said, because my brain went in that direction, it's like, oh, colors, clothing. It's like you're not wearing a red shirt.
He did
but
say
he's
that.
wearing a purple shirt.
Because Riley was wearing a purple shirt.
It was so on brand.
But I had worn a red shirt the day before, and I was like, it's weird if I wear a red. I do this thing. I don't.
He
like
wore
to
the
wear-
Nintendo shirt from me, so I just want to say
Yeah.
that's where the
It wasn't even a
priorities
Nintendo shirt. It's just a red shirt.
yeah.
This
So
guy
I
was wearing the
I don't want to
Nintendo
wear
hat, though.
the same
Oh, yeah.
color shirt 2 days in a row because I need people to know that I took a shower,
Mm-hmm.
which Riley did not.
are. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm such a villain for
You are.
taking a shower once every 2 days or whatever.
Yeah, the first thing I did when I got in the car was I called my little brother because we were tight like that,
That's right.
And I remember I think my dad was there and he's like, okay, so what are y'all doing now? I was like, we're getting canes, and we had not discussed that at all up to this
But
point.
I was game.
But I was like, oh yeah, we're going to get canes.
And he was
I'm
like,
a
fly
huge
back
Raising
right
Cane's fanatic.
And then yeah,
I'm a
then-
caniac.
and it was an experience. After all the hyping up from like the Fearsome Fires community and just people in general, it's like,
I mean, you were shaking.
That's the
You were
thing.
shaking walking into there.
You two, I've been hyping it up, and then y'all are both just like, yeah, I mean, it was good.
it's good.
Well, I mean, I had canes before.
That's true. You did.
I can get canes.
The bread is bussin'.
The bread is awesome, but
The sauce is good.
But the chicken is it's just yeah, it's fine.
good.
I mean, I don't know.
It's above average.
It was like restaurant quality tenders and fries
Yeah.
at a fast food price and a fast food like timing.
You say that, but you didn't pay for it.
I feel like
I was going to. I went to the
have
other restaurant. He was like, nah.
financed
He was like, nah, I got it.
More of this trip than anyone at this table.
Nah, dude. When Joey was like, one of the first things I asked him when we were planning this was I was like, how much money am I gonna have to spend on this? And he was like, you're just gonna have to cover the ticket and stuff, like a portion of it, because we'll split all the ticket price between all of us. But I'll pay for all the food. And I was like, nice, because
I really wanted this trip to happen.
yeah, no. So he was like, I'll pay for. He was like, I'll pay for all the food, and I was like, let's go.
And to make it clear, my mom is paying for all the food.
Yeah.
I am not.
Got to chip into the mom fund. But yeah, that was the morning up to lunch. So I'll let you talk about the rest of the day.
So we went back home, right? Because
Yeah.
did you meet us at his house or?
I did meet you at the house.
Yeah. So Nate came over, and meeting Nate was definitely an experience.
What did I do? I don't even remember it.
I don't remember what you did. I remember you were a lot more. I had only tuned into your streams a few times before that, because you hadn't streamed in months or whatever.
Not a real Nate Frog.
I'm not really
Not a real Nate
no.
Frog.
And I remember you were always whenever I tuned in,
We gotta stop.
whenever I tuned in, you were always very oh, Riley After Hours, welcome to the chat, everybody. Thank you guys for
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why
thanks for stopping
everyone.
by.
The thing is, everyone always pops in at 10 p.m. when I'm about to end stream, and I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
And my parents are have already yelled at me twice for screaming.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, thank you, Riley, after hours for the sub.
Yeah, but
and then I just move
so
on.
I tune in during that. So when Nate shows up and he's like, "What's up, guys? How's it hanging?" I'm like, "Oh my!" I was awake and alert when that happened, and it was very much a fun time.
I brought a gun
You did bring a gun.
Yeah, did bring a gun.
You did bring a gun. You brought swords.
We
too.
are in the South.
and swords.
I brought a lot of weapons.
I brought weapons.
He did bring weapons.
I was actually quite worried.
Yeah. Well,
You had that big old stick with all the duct tape on it, and I was like, you could actually hurt somebody with that.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
my friend James went full force and hit me right here, and that was about 3 weeks ago, and there's still a bruise.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
yeah.
we were fighting. I had the long sword, and he had the.
For our audio listeners, Nick just reached for the button and then pulled it back because he knew that I had told him not to do it. It was really funny.
Oh my god. But yeah, But then after that, I was like, I want to see the because when we pulled up to Joey's house, I thought he lived in the neighborhood where like Granddad was shot.
Exactly.
So when we pull up to this random house, I was like,
What is this? My house is in Granddad.
no, but it's like far though. Like it's a walk. I
I
thought it was like
expected
literally
suburbia.
one of the houses. I thought it was gonna be one of the houses, but no.
In
it
the
wasn't.
death scene where Grandpa Grigsby dies, that's in my
Oh.
driveway.
Tragic.
Oh wow, that's so sad. Can I be honest with you?
A moment of silence. For
I've
Uncle
never
Frisbee.
watched Granddad. I just was going off the thumbnail.
Okay.
Did you watch my recreation of it? You didn't?
No,
Okay, he's never even experienced Granddad.
no, I
Not a
haven't.
real Nintendo frog.
You know, there was supposed to be a reboot, and I was supposed to be in the reboot. It's more of like a spiritual successor.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to be in
I
it,
have a
and it never happened.
pretty decent script written for it.
That's awesome.
One of the original, I don't know if I'm at liberty to explain why it didn't happen. So
Why didn't it happen, Joey?
Why didn't it happen?
what up,
Joey?
audio listeners?
Just give like a brief summary. You don't have to like go into detail.
Basically, I wanted to do it with all the people that were in the original one, and they didn't want to do it.
Okay,
Uh,
that's it.
Based.
You can just end it there, and we'll call it a day.
And then everyone else.
Yep.
The last day, the guy who was supposed to be
Yeah,
in it
we
was
were-
like,
we were-
I'm too tired.
yeah, we were gonna do. Yeah, I cut down the cast.
Yeah.
We got new people, and we were gonna do it, and we were gonna film the middle part of it because the one that I want to do has 3 distinct parts.
Yeah,
We're gonna do the middle part of it, and then the guy who was supposed to be there
it's like
texted
no,
us, and he's like, "I don't feel like it," and
Yeah.
then we just couldn't do it, and then he left for college.
Yeah, he left for
Wow.
college the next day, and that's why we did it. That we were gonna do it. I
Wow.
canceled so much.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And
That's
like I was like, okay, I'm ready. And then I like got all my stuff. I packed up everything because I was supposed to bring
Yeah.
all the weapons.
Mhm.
And
It just didn't.
he just texted me last second. Was like, yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah,
I feel like it.
That's how it is recording like 2 for school. Like for those of you who know about my stuff, I had one video on my channel called Too Cool for School, where it was me and my friends going ghost hunting, and we were like, let's make a sequel to it, because it was like one of the most like fun videos I've ever filmed.
Yeah.
And I try getting 2 new people. I get Sean, who, for those of you who know more about my stuff, he's Emma from Comicast's boyfriend, and our other friend Zach. And we also need to get all the original viewers. We were gonna go all the way to like Channel Islands or whatever to go to this place called the Scary Dairy. If you're from like California, Southern California, or whatever, you probably know what it is. So we tried doing all that or whatever, and then we're meeting Stocky, Beck, and Zach because they were already camping out there the day before. And then I'm driving with Max up, and we were gonna go pick up Sean, but then Sean was like, "Oh, I'm too sleepy." He's just a very so he was like, "I'm too tired," and we were like, "Okay." So then he didn't record with them, but thankfully, like we didn't even record that day because the cops were there. So we were like, I'm not gonna get arrested for this. And the second time we tried filming, Max wasn't able to show up, and I was like, "Well, we gotta have Max there because he's the cool guy of the group." So that's why there hasn't been an episode 2, but there will be soon, probably when I get back.
I wanted to continue my my skits by themselves. I was gonna make a mini series, and I actually have scripts for like the 4th, 5th, and 6th one.
Nice.
And I even film. So I had like certain visual effects that I wanted to do for them, and I have the basically videos of me explaining to myself how to do them on my computer.
Nice.
Because that's how I do it. I like figure something out in video editing, and then I'm like, okay, I need to remember this, and I'm not going to. So instead of saving the video, I'll literally record myself doing it, and then I keep it on my computer.
That's what I do. I mean, like whenever I record most of my videos, I'll like write the script, then immediately record it, and then put that recording in Premiere, and then just kind of like go as I go along. Because I used to like, I originally was like, I don't like writing scripts, so I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like do all my stuff improv or whatever, which is how we got the DePiglio video. And that was like, I don't want to edit through 20 minutes of footage of me mainly just like rambling, and it's not like funny for the most part, except for like a few parts. So
It gets funnier, every time you rewatch it.
yeah, well, DePiglio does. I'm talking about my
Your
announcement.
video
mine does?
is also encompassed
Oh,
in that.
thank you very
Because
much.
you just it becomes more idiotic every time.
Well, because the reason why I made that video, for a brief little explanation, was because I've known about the DePiglio video since like sophomore year of high school. Me and my friend like Stocky from Too Cool for School showed it to me, and we'd watch it all the time in cross country, and we were like, "This is the funniest thing in the world." And there were these 2 freshmen that hung out with us named Michael and Ryan, and Ryan was always like, "I don't like it. This is not funny," or whatever. And then senior year,
Based.
he's a junior and I'm a senior. We're in theater or whatever. I'm showing my friend Sam it, and he's like, I just don't get it. Why is he showing her this video? It's never been funny. It'll never be funny.
If you know
And,
Ryan from South California.
Ryan from South California. Yeah, you know. But yeah, no, and
He really wanted it to be South Carolina.
Yeah, no,
so
it
badly.
It was so hard for
yeah,
me.
no, and I was like, screw you, it's funny. And I was so pissed the whole day. So I was like, I'm gonna sit down and make a huge analysis.
DePeglio is like, I didn't know about it, and like I watched it. Y'all were gonna make we were gonna do a thing.
We still are gonna do. I'm still
And
gonna
yeah,
make it. I didn't want to get home.
I had no idea what it was, and I started watching it. And I was like, oh, this is kind of dumb. And then like it just kept on going, and I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah, I know.
And,
It's so
like,
funny.
I mean, it just became like
My first viewing of
Jeez.
DePiglio is Riley's rant video.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I had no context going in. And I already hated it just because there's a 21 minute
Well, yeah, it was
analysis
a
on it.
21-minute long analysis
you-
about a
you-
2-minute video.
You continue to watch DePiglio. You rewatch the analysis. You continue to watch DePiglio. On Broadway gets stuck in your head.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
start
no,
on
I
it, and then
I
you-
get it
No,
now.
and then you start listening. You put on Broadway on your playlist, and then you start unironically going, "What's up, DePiglio?"
DePeglio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a 24-hour stream where I just watch it on repeat,
You'll love it.
and that's what I do.
I love it. Yeah, it's awesome.
And then like it's gonna be like for every sub is another. Like I'm gonna try to like watch it. Like I have to watch it 100 times, and then
Oh.
for every sub is another 10.
No. Do a follow-a-thon. Every follow, you rewatch DePiglio.
Every sub, you rewatch the analysis.
The
video.
analysis
Yeah.
video.
The analysis of it. Oh,
Yeah.
that was
This
Because
is a
the
big
analysis
idea.
video
Ferocious.
in the beginning, like
Actually,
I was
Riley, you should do this.
Yeah.
No.
Big idea for your channel.
I want to do analysis videos.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do
They're
that.
fun.
but I'm,
They're
I'm
fun to
really
do.
bad at that.
Yeah,
At
the
being
only
intelligent.
reason I don't like doing analysis videos like a lot, and why I always struggle, like I don't think like any of the analysis videos I do, I feel like they're not really good compared to other ones, just because like they actually do a lot of research, and I just hate doing that, which is why like even though like with the Troy video with Bam Shock Dodge, like the reason why that's 5 minutes long is just because like there was stuff that I could have like researched extra stuff into it, but I was like, I don't want to do that.
That was a really good video.
Thank you.
And that's like all I do. That's like when I'm not like doing stuff. I do that for fun. I research crap, and that's
Yeah.
and
You
so
know,
that's
I-
why it'd be so easy for me. But
I'm the opposite. Like I have known about Bam Shock Dodge since I was like a kid. Like Leo, who is my co-partner in Sharks and Bones or whatever. He owned at a certain point when he was like 12 or 13 the first ever piece of TWD98 merchandise that was like a Bam Shock Dodge shirt that has like a render of
Really?
Funky Kong on it that was like completely unlicensed, and like it was like really early YouTuber merch. Like it would like get destroyed in the washing machine and whatnot.
Yeah,
I don't know if he still
absolutely.
has it or not. I doubt he does, but yeah, no, that's how I found out about it, because he owned that shirt, and he like would like say like, "Bam, Shock Dodge again! Wow, I'm on fire! Total skill. These guys got nothing on me, man. Look at this lead. It's like 2 to 3 seconds." And over and over again, and it's kind of got like stuck in my head. So I've been like watching it for years. So all of the stuff on that video came from my knowledge. But even then, like there was stuff where it's like I would record a segment where I'd be like, "Oh, this you can only find a star in this bush," but then I'd like look in the description for that video, and he would say like, "Yeah, I messed up. You can actually find it in 2 other ones," and I'd be like, "Well, I already recorded it, so I'm not gonna like." Do it again. And they're like, even in the beginning when I say TW98,
I
and
noticed
I was
that on the first listen, and I really wanted to comment about it, but I was like, no.
you'll win. Yeah,
Dude,
I win
just
if you
gotta
do that.
leave it.
Because then I was like, when I did that too, I was like, that was such a short recording segment. Like, I can just do that again. But then I was like, no, because then people are going to comment being like, it's TWD98. And I was like, that'll work better.
Easy.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. It just feels disrespectful to Troy to not redo
It does feel disrespectful to Troy. I know. I'll apologize to him. He lives in LA. I can maybe see him sometime. And I'll be like, hey, Troy, I'm sorry.
It'd be really parasocial of you.
I messed up. I messed up in this video that I emailed you about. And I was like, hey, can you like add some stuff to here, please? Because I emailed him about it. I was like, hey, man, like, I don't know like a lot of stuff about it, because I know you said it was a clan war, and you said it was against Koopa Clan 1. And I wasn't like really watching his stuff around that. Because even though, like when that video came out in like, what, 2011? So I was like,
Don't look at me.
yeah, well, I was like, I don't know, like, so I was already like pretty young when it came out, so I wasn't like watching his stuff. Like I found his stuff like after, like years after that point. So I wasn't around for like the clan wars and whatnot. So I was like, can you like add some stuff, like not add stuff to it, like go through and edit it, but I was like, if you like want to like react to this, like you can give context for a lot of stuff, like in terms of like the actual history. They never responded, which is like fair, but whatever.
I like how we keep cycling through headphones. It's very
Sharing is
hot
caring.
in this room.
Oh my god, yeah,
It is.
I'm sweating like a church right now. This
so
sucks.
he's
we're-
used that like 4
Yeah,
times.
he's-
I
Yeah,
know.
every
It's
time
just
he
my
sweats.
saying.
So we keep, for the audio listeners, we keep shuffling around the headphones. We only have 3 pairs of headphones and 4 heads. So
Dude, okay, so it's getting a little late. But I want to talk about this before we stop.
You go.
This church, man.
Oh,
Yes.
my God.
Okay.
We've
Yeah,
gotten
so-
to the actual part of the
Yeah.
podcast.
Yes.
What I will say is if you go onto my YouTube channel, by the time this probably comes out, it probably won't be out. But we wanted to do ghost hunting after that. Nate's sadly not going to be in it because he's got D&D night with the boys or whatever.
D&D day.
Yeah, you let's go, guys.
But me, Joey, and Nick wanted to all go do ghost hunting and stuff. But trying to figure out where the podcast room was in here made me realize I was like, we should just record here.
Yeah.
Because this is the most terrifying place of all time. So you might see, not like Too Cool for School, but like a ghost hunting video
I want to.
where we walk around here with like the spirit box and whatnot and called it. Have a
After the
good time.
podcast, I want to like go out there and record like a little bit of just extra footage.
Yeah.
Just like of us kind of like, I don't know, just doing weird stuff.
Mhm.
But I want to mute all of the footage and actually dub over it as if it is like some back
footage.
rooms found
Found footage,
footage.
yeah. That's like-
And that would be brilliant.
I will say this, because before we started the pod, I was like, because they were all freaking out about how spooky it is in here at night. I get it. Churches at night are very scary.
Joey, you acted like
But-
the entire time that you did not get it. You were like the entire
no.
time.
No,
like,
yeah,
it's
no,
not that
I-
scary
But the
in
thing
here.
is,
I have
is 'cause
video footage because I
I've
was taking
been in
video.
the church before. But what I did say is I had a spooky story, and they were like, save it for the podcast.
Yes.
This is gonna
Okay.
be good.
Here
Oh
it
my
is.
gosh,
Here it
here
is.
it is.
Remember the podcast.
I have been told the exact same story from 3 different sources. All of them have told me separately, and all of them have told me at like years apart. I truly believe that none of these people would lie to me. The only person that I would believe that would lie to me seemed convicted. Like he knew what he saw, or rather what he heard.
Okay, because I was gonna
So-
say while we were walking around here, Nick was like, "Guys, something moved over there," but like
I'll
Yeah.
get to
it
that.
was
I'll
so
get to
obvious.
that.
So in the church, we have basically like 2 main buildings, and one of the buildings has our student center where we have like youth events and stuff like that. And so the student center is upstairs, and it consists of one big room and then a long hallway with rooms on the side. So I'm going to tell you the first story, which comes from 2 of my friends that are around my age. One of them is Ware, who was in the Chicken Nugget video. He's the
very,
guy.
very upstanding man, by the way.
Yeah.
I will say from the time that I've met him.
And so
yeah.
Ware and another friend of ours, Landon, they had come up to the youth room because they used to hang out in there on Friday nights, and they had a ping pong table that was in one of the side rooms in the long hallway, right? So they're playing ping pong, and they're upstairs, and it's pretty echoey, right, because of the big room connected to the hallway. And they hear the door open, and they hear footsteps going up the stairs. And they were planning on meeting Luke and Isaac that night. So they were like, oh, Luke and Isaac are here. This is great. You know, we're going to get to hang out. And then, sorry, not Isaac. Ware says, hey, Landon, let's step into this other room, opposite side of the hall, and spook them when they get out. They hear the footsteps coming up the stairs. They hear the footsteps walking towards them. And they both swear that they hear every individual footstep. And then the footsteps are right outside the door, and they jump out, and no one's there.
Gosh, dang.
That's brilliant.
I feel so bad for Nick because he knows for a fact that we are coming back here again to record,
Yeah.
and we will most likely split up again.
no.
Yes.
So,
and
Call
we
my
can
mama.
what happens is they immediately, and Luke and Isaac are brothers, for a little bit more context. Forgot to mention that.
Mhm.
They immediately call Luke, and they're like, where the crap are you? And they're like,
Where the crap are you?
They're like, that's a good one because his name is Where.
His name is Where.
They call Luke and Isaac, and they're like, hey, were you just here? We heard you come up the stairs. And they're like, no, we're not here. They go, the doors are still locked.
Uh-huh.
No one could have, gotten in. They're freaking out for the next 10 minutes. And then they finally hear them knocking on the door really, really loudly, which scares them again. They go get them, and they're like, you swear you weren't here. And they swear to it. And then they go ask Luke and Isaac's dad. It's like, hey, were Luke and Isaac here like 15 minutes ago? They're like, no. We had to have dinner with their grandparents. They were at the house.
So is that just one story, or is that?
That's one of 3.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I didn't know if it was 3 people or not. So
No, it's technically 4 people because that story is Ware and Landon, who both attest to that separately. The next story I heard was from someone, and I'm not going to give her real name, but we'll call her Samantha for the purpose
Joey
of this
talking
story.
to a woman.
Right? Great. So Samantha is one of the parents of a person that I know, but she worked for the church and still works for the church. And because of that, she had to do some work in the student center from time to time. And one time, pretty much every time that she was there at night, she would hear noises. But, you know, buildings make noises, things creak, yada, yada, whatever, right? She was used to it at that point. But she swears that one time she heard footsteps walking towards her in the dark. And they got to her, but there was never a person there.
Oh.
So this is the second time that's happened.
Yeah.
That exact same
and
thing.
so as she heard the footsteps coming, she just ran out, right? And she left her purse. She had to go get back her purse the next day.
That sucks.
And, you know, that story, very short, but, you know, I believe that she heard what she heard.
That's
So-
on this property.
Yeah, that's on this
I'm
property.
not staying in any of these buildings by myself.
You know,
Third
one
story is
based
from...
thing is that my friends just texted me and canceled D&D day. So
Oh, that's
That means
awesome.
we can't split up and he won't have a panic attack because there will
We
be
can stay
people
together.
together.
it'll
Isn't
be
that awesome?
us, Slimesicle and Nate Vale.
Nate Vale.
But yeah, so the third story comes from Chris, who you've all met.
Yeah.
And
Who is he again?
Chris has the beard. He was the guy who was leading on Thursday.
Is he bald? No. Okay. No. Different
Oh,
guy.
yeah, no, I know. Because he's the
Yeah.
guy, like, have you seen this guy called Wendigoon?
No.
He looks like Wendigoon a bit, except he has a shorter beard, and I thought that he genuinely might have been for a second because Wendigoon is also a pastor or whatever. Like he's he teaches Sunday school or whatever. But then I was like, wait a minute, no, he lives in like Michigan.
Yeah. But no, so Chris for a while was our student minister. And so as student minister, obviously he had a lot of late nights in the student center.
Mhm.
And there was this one time where he's staying late. It's probably 4 a.m, and he had headphones on because he didn't like the creaks and the noises that the room would make because he would just get freaked out by that, and he knew they weren't real. This guy kind of looks like him, but not really.
Well,
at
it's just
all.
I saw like when I heard it was a pastor or whatever being like with this kind of a similar look to it. I thought for a second I was like, is that Wendigoon? But then he was talking a lot about your channel, so I was like, there's no way like he'd be doing that because like considering the fact that this dude has like 1 million+ subs.
I gotcha. But no, so Chris has headphones on, and he swears he keeps hearing something. So he takes them off. There's no sound,
Yep.
and he hears footsteps running around or walking around in that hallway. And he's in the bigger room.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, hello? The footsteps stop. So he goes back to what he's doing for 30 seconds, and the footsteps keep walking towards him again.
Mhm.
And he's like, who is there? No response. And he leaves. He doesn't stay because obviously you're not trying to get killed.
Do you think someone like lives in the walls?
I had that thought originally, because you know I've heard different incidents
Rats.
about people living in walls, but there is no evidence of that.
Yeah.
The only evidence are those 3 stories that I just told you, and I genuinely believe.
Well, let's shoot
every
for
single
4.
one.
Let's shoot for a 4th
Okay,
story.
Yeah,
let's
we'll
say
shoot for it.
hypothetically, I am in a building
At the very
in an
least, we
isolated
can,
room with one door that connects to a hallway. That is, you have to pass through that hallway to get to exit the building.
Yeah.
And it's dark. It's night. I'm in this place by myself. I hear footsteps outside, and I have that same experience as Chris. If there's a window in that room, I'm going out the window. I'm not going through that
Well, I'll
hallway.
say this: there's 2 stairwells, so you could. There's an entrance on either side.
No stairs. Dark stairs.
Right.
Window.
So
it's the window.
thing is, you know, you'll see it when we go over there. But I do I believe in ghosts? No.
I thought I saw
Is there
somebody
something
walking
going on? Maybe. See, my
Rats.
thing is, I am never afraid. I've never been afraid of being alone. I'm afraid of being by myself.
through. Wow, that's so deep.
And I did a little bit of
true.
research on. I used to be like the kid who watched all the ghost hunting series.
Same.
So I did a little bit of research on my own, and there is a theory. I can't remember it exactly, but there's a theory that basically allows ghosts to be biblical, meaning that there's a full and easy way for ghosts to exist.
Did they read the Bible?
Well, no, okay, so what it is like that's like you know how like an exorcism I don't know if that's like a Catholicism thing or like a Christianity thing, but I mean like there is like exorcism. They did perform exorcisms.
I believe in like demons.
Well, because the thing
but I
is,
don't
what
believe
it,
in
what,
ghosts.
it, what it is it's the way that there's. I only know this about from BuzzFeed Unsolved because in the first episode they talk to
What an
like some
incredible
like
source.
they talk to some like pastor who's I think has the record for performing the most like exorcisms or whatever.
Yeah.
And he says that there's 2 things or whatever in the biblical subtext or whatever. There are 2 things. There's ghost, which can interact with objects and stuff and whatnot. And then there's demons which can interact with people. So like when you're performing an exorcism, that's like on a demon. That's not a
Yeah.
ghost. And I remember the one thing he said was he was like, you cannot you do not mess with demons. Ghosts, it's like you shouldn't either, but like you especially should not mess with demons. And they mess with demons. So it's like, and they always apologize and stuff. But even then, like I don't believe in any of this stuff or whatever. Like I should have specified that from the beginning. I own equipment for this stuff. I do not believe in ghosts whatsoever. Like I just bought it for like the meme. But at least I know in my heart of hearts that there's not going to be a demon here because this is a place of worship. So if we're going off the subtext of like the biblical understanding of ghosts and demons, there especially will not be a demon here. If there is, then that speaks volumes about your church. But like I don't think there will be.
Look.
So
If you're trying to attack someone, you know where they're at. Shoot.
yeah,
Dang.
wow. You have something to say, Nate? You look very excited.
Is there anything else we need to cover? We're rounding out in about an hour here. What else?
Was there anything else that
I had two things that I wanted to address, which was
Go for it.
meeting the Nintendo friends, and also what we just got back from doing Nate at Night.
Yeah. Okay.
So I guess we'll start with the Joey friends. So when I say that, by the way, I'm referring to, if you've seen his chicken nugget video, Josh, Travis, Ware, and Luke, pretty much as like the main guys. There are some other people there that like you were friends with. But yeah, so we went to a young adults meeting, and it was my first time doing anything religious and stuff like that. And the entire time I was very bored, and I was like, should I engage in this? And I was like, no, I don't want to annoy Joey, so I'm not going to. That's why we had a long-winded conversation about it in the car, because I was like, because you were very quiet during the meeting. I was like, yeah.
I knew you had some things to say.
Purposefully so.
And so I did want to talk about it.
But yeah, no, most of them were pretty chill and stuff. They seemed fine. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really like talk to them like that much, but they at least were like, nice to meet you and stuff. And I was like, yeah, you too. And that was about it. There wasn't really like any like super like crazy talks or whatever.
Yeah, we at least any drawing though.
Yeah, at least any that I would say on this podcast. But that's about it. And yeah,
Now I'm confused as to what you mean by that. But.
it's like the anti-vax stuff, but that's about it.
Oh, yeah.
But
I am friends with a lot of anti-vaxxers.
Yeah,
They're
but,
kind of weird.
yeah, no,
Was
that
Leviticus there?
Yeah, he was there.
he was there.
Yeah.
Yes, he was there. I did not bring it up to him. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. But
Did he know who I was?
I think so.
Did
Yeah,
he know
knows
who you are?
You know who I think I am.
You know who
He was
I am?
in. He was in the Nate at Night chat.
He was in the night chat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's
I
all.
feel bad for. I'm not even bringing it up. No.
Oh, like when we were on stream or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do that every stream. Where any stream where I see him, my brain, the neurons connect in my brain.
I don't feel bad. Sorry, Luke, but I don't feel any sympathy for being like, it's my favorite racist. But
All right.
But anyways, yeah, and then Nate at Night. That was definitely an experience. We wanted to do it live, so we went to Joey's old place of work, some like fish place, and we sat up in the back building, and it had a lot of issues going into it or whatever, because this was the first time anything like this was ever done.
Ever.
Yeah, we
Ever.
spent about 2 hours.
There's never
on
been a
setup.
live action game show.
Mm-hmm.
We spent 2 hours on the setup with like 6 people.
Yes. There was
And
a
we
lot.
also had to set up some things on the computer, and I had to explain to tech support how to actually do things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I messed everything up like once.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was fun. I had a
It ended
fun
up
time.
going really well, I think.
I won.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I do need to listen back on the audio because I was kind of worried about that. We were kind of all passing the mic around.
Yeah.
I know at least I sounded fine just because I talk loud, but
Yeah.
I know for
I
you
was-
two it might
I think
be an
that
issue.
we talked loud enough. I'm worried about if we peaked
For
or
a
not.
fact,
We clipped.
Specifically me.
Well, I know
there
we-
are clips
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, there
where
are?
where there are perfect audio.
Yeah.
And it's funny. So we're definitely,
Yeah.
even if we have to skip around a bit, there's definitely enough for a
Video.
video. For
Yeah. Well, because I know at the very least, like, when the only time I heard it peak was the times when it was we were doing the WWE trivia and we were screaming because we didn't have a buzzer, so we had to go like, ah!
Yeah.
But yeah, that was about it. Like, other than that, it was really fun. I enjoyed winning. Nate, I have around 3 days left here.
Wow.
And I remember used to be on the Nate at Night server, and there was a prize list. And
There was a
I
prize list.
remember there was one.
I'm going to try to get you a. Go ahead.
I remember there was one on there that always intrigued me. Which whenever I was like, if I ever get on Nate at Night, I want that prize. I want you to draw a portrait of me.
Oh, okay, Pog. Yeah, I can do
Yeah,
that. 100%.
Gotcha. Cool.
I haven't taken an art class in years, and I'm really bad at it.
Oh, that's perfect.
I can't draw faces, but I can draw absolutely massive muscular bodies.
Yes,
That's awesome.
sir.
I don't even need it to be me. You can like draw like my skeleton for all I care. But like I want a painting that I can take with me on my.
Oh, you want a painting? Okay, I'll go to Hobby Lobby. I'll get a canvas.
Nice, dude. I got 3 days. I want something that I can frame and put on my wall. You know.
Okay.
For the stream or whatever. I need the Kermit's getting kind of lonely. Have you ever seen that, by the way?
The Kermit, the
Yes.
yeah.
Okay,
I've seen
cool.
it.
I didn't know if you'd like been. To
I was
my
there for a whole
recent streams.
stream, and then y'all like picked up the camera, and y'all like, look at Kermit, he's on the wall.
He's on the wall. But yeah. Oh, what you doing there? Okay, for audio listeners, love you to death. Currently he is.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. He currently is drawing, I believe, Kermit the Frog. If we're playing a bit of Pictionary here, and he's drawing him crucified, dying for our sins. Of course, you got to give him the little neck thing. He's got like a bunch of like little spikes there. I don't know exactly what it's supposed to be. Kermit the Frog.
It's just jewelry.
For a little
He's
bit-
iced
Like
out.
a super impressive Kermit.
Yeah, it is really good. For a little bit of context on Kermit the Frog, he originally was designed for these
Can't keep this here.
Quakers coffees
No.
ads and stuff. That's actually not accurate. His hands are attached to it, and it's stabbed through the nails or whatever. And yeah, and then like my chat claims that he like moves and stuff, but like I don't really know. Like it's a funny bit and stuff, but like to like think about, but it just gets weird.
It's like the same thing when like people always tell me I'm muted.
Y'all know.
yeah,
like,
no,
I'm not
that's
freaking
That's literally
listening.
just what it is. Yeah, no, it gets like annoying sometimes.
Although
because
I
then-
will say,
yeah.
for the past couple of streams, my mic cable has been given out, and I'm actually muted. And then I don't believe them because I
Yeah.
always do this.
Yeah, no,
crap.
it's so funny. Well,
That's
that's
why
Soda,
we do
Soda
it.
does it all the time. He just says, he's like, your mic's muted. But yeah, no, like it kind of gets annoying because like I'll just be trying to like play a game, and then like people in my chat will be like, go to face cam. I swear it moves, and I'm like, it doesn't move.
chat.
It
And
doesn't
then you
move.
move it.
No, I don't move it. What are you talking about?
Of course you don't. I'm so silly to have said something.
Do you
Are
mean
you-
that? Do
are
you
you
mean that
really a
moves
part-
by its own?
Why would
No,
he
it just
move on
doesn't.
it?
It just doesn't move in general.
Okay, so
It doesn't move.
It
Chat
doesn't move.
Is just like they're
People like
schizophrenic.
take screenshots, and you can like so clearly see like the part on like Photoshop where they like brushed like
Yeah,
the same
they're-
color as my wall.
Chat is actually really bad at Photoshop. We actually use GIMP because we can't afford Photoshop.
I can afford Photoshop. You use GIMP, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I use a stolen version of Premiere.
that's awesome. Dude,
Yeah.
For photo
Dap me
editing?
up. Dap me
Yeah.
up. That's God's intended way. You should get
Not
on
for
that.
no, I use a stolen version of Photoshop for that.
Okay.
You should get on that, Joey. Because like, okay, for
I need to get a VPN
Yeah.
first. So
I
Adobe
tried to
doesn't,
teach him how to do it.
yeah,
And he,
no, because Joey always complains about how much he hates editing, and I was like, I like get it. Like editing can be annoying sometimes, but like he like despises it, and like I was like, I wonder why. And we recorded something. We recorded an announcement video for like that we all were doing for our streams, and I borrowed Joey's laptop.
I
to edit
handed
it.
Riley my laptop with DaVinci Resolve, which, by the way, is like one of the best editors out
Oh
there.
my god! And I was like,
People swear
and
by
I
it.
was on it, and I was like, how do I do like a green screen? Because I was like looking around for like Ultra Key or whatever, and like the normal settings
Yeah,
I do
no.
for Premiere, and it
Green
wasn't
screen
there.
is, like,
And he
awful.
was like, oh, it's like a whole ordeal. And I was like, kind of getting through it, and I was like, no, screw this, I'm done. And I was like, I get it why you hate editing. That sucked. It was
Yeah.
terrible.
I guess I need to get Premiere then.
just get Premiere.
yeah, there's like plenty of ways to steal it.
Yeah.
I'm
And, like-
gonna get a free trial of the VPN.
Mm-hmm.
My parents just upgraded our internet over this weekend, which is actually really annoying because it ended up ruining Mario's stream.
Yikes.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
we got 3 Nintendo Land streams in one day.
That's what I saw that, and I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, they were upgrading our internet, and it was just bad.
Oh yeah, no. It
But
was not a good time.
now that they've done that, I'm gonna get like a free trial of a VPN
Nice.
and then just go ham on the downloads. You know what I'm saying?
I could probably find one for you because I don't give a crap. And then
Yeah.
I just send you the video. I'll find the video that I found.
Yeah.
Because you can't
Well,
search
that
up
one's old enough-
Premiere
that one's old-
Cracked.
Yeah, that one's old enough. You aren't gonna find it anymore.
Probably. You can't search up Premiere Cracked and then just download something. You have to find the video that says this
Yeah.
is how you get Premiere
Yeah.
Cracked.
Yeah.
And it's always sketchy, but the
Yeah.
downloads always work.
I just have like a.
I don't claim that someone will break their computer doing that.
I mean, like I just have a.
Download random links that you find on Cracked Premiere.
True.
I use my I use like actual paid for Premiere just because my mom uses a bunch of Adobe products or whatever, so it's
Yeah.
just in the bundle deal. So I was like, might as well. But as soon as I like move out and stop using that or whatever, like I'm just gonna pirate it. No point paying for it. So yeah, but do you guys have anything else you want to talk about? Like in terms of like the stream, like Friday, we can talk about that, like the actual build up to that.
I think we kind of got to get out of you.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Okay. Well,
It's like 20 minutes past where we were gonna stop.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are. We have been in here a little bit.
We
One thing
have
that
been
I
in
do want to
here.
bring up.
Yeah.
Are we gonna continue this off Discord?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. This is one thing we
Let me
can
say
do
this.
when we're not all here.
This is a once a year thing.
it'd be funny to make this an annual podcast because our intentions are to continue to meet up every summer at a new location for the coming years with more people, hopefully.
Just different locations in Louisiana.
Not in Louisiana.
No.
I don't.
No.
I'm gonna cut that out because I don't know where I live.
Oh,
Where we live.
So
Sorry.
the intention is to meet up every summer. Right now, our intentions are not to start a group channel. We might occasionally do the podcast on Discord if we want to.
Joey, I think we should
But-
form a group channel and call it N10.
Yeah, yeah, we're not gonna rip off N10. But
But yeah, if we do like
Breakfast
if we
Club.
do it, if we do it
it's just a
bi-weekly,
movie or a show.
meaning either twice a week
Or,
or
once every
2
other week.
weeks. We then I think once every 2 weeks will work.
Be down.
I mean,
but
yeah,
It,
I mean,
it
there's
comes down to
gotta
a
be-
scheduling thing, especially when you guys
I'll
start
say
going back to
this:
college
we
and
are
whatnot.
not promising a thing,
No.
but comment
I
if you did
promise
enjoy
you
the
that I'm
podcast.
gonna be doing a
If you want the
podcast
podcast to come back,
one-
there's big fan feedback.
Yeah.
We can make something happen.
The only
I don't
thing
think that's
that
gonna
I
be-
will say that I guess we can kind of promise, but we'll have to see is just that the next meetup will probably be in California.
Probably.
in my town, depending on just what my situation is. It'll probably be there. There might be more people there. I know we kind of talked about it a bit on stream, but I guess we can
I don't think we should say anyone in case they end up not being.
Well, I
able
was
to
gonna say
come.
that
It'd be a big
Brian
disappointment.
was possibly going to come to this, but
yeah,
then
we could say that.
but then-
Lucario was actually supposed to be on this trip.
yeah, because I know it
Um,
seems very weird to have I bet there were some people in your chat that saw me and Nick show up and were like,
Where's
Where's
Lucario?
Brian? Where's
Yeah,
Brian? Yeah, no,
Lucario?
because
It
he's
doesn't make sense.
he's the Nintendo friend.
Yeah,
you know?
we've been. He was one of the first friends that I ever made online,
Mhm.
and we still stream together. We still talk together. Talk to each other, not talk together. That sounds weird.
Yeah.
But no, his parents were highly uncomfortable with him just showing up to some random guy's house
Yeah.
and just being there for a week, which is totally understandable. So we're gonna have to try to get some things sorted. Not promising Lucario will be there next summer, but we really want him to be.
Yeah.
So
The main thing I just am interesting about doing California is because one thing that's been going on while we've been here, and I've been getting updates about it because my friend is actually at it. VidCon is happening.
Yeah,
so there could
VidCon
be a
is happening.
chance that if VidCon happens again, we could just you guys can just come.
if we
for
yeah
We could
VidCon.
go to
schedule-
VidCon?
if we could
Yeah.
schedule it for VidCon, that would
And
be
then we
so
could
ideal.
rent out our own booth.
We're not gonna get it. If we rent a booth, that'd be so
The
funny.
Breakfast
If
Club.
somehow
we-
in
if
one
we have the money and we have
if
hypothetically
If we start
if one of us
saving up
has at least
right
10K,
now,
yeah
shoot.
I planned on getting married
down.
next year. Doesn't matter anymore. We're gonna
Yeah.
get a booth
yeah
at VidCon.
Yeah.
in California.
yeah and listen I especially
That's a
because it
promise.
would be in my hometown, of course. Well, not VidCon is not in my hometown. I live in Anaheim. Sorry, but it would be
Whoa.
my home turf. So I
You
assume
could live in Anaheim next year.
I could, but we'll see. But yeah, no, I would probably want some other people that I collaborate with a lot, or just people that I talk with online. So maybe we can get in the talks with some of the people. If you've watched my streams before, then you know. But I don't want to say specific names in case
Yeah.
they're no. But
No, I've also got a couple other people in mind, and we
Yeah.
haven't talked about it.
I might bring
too
Doopy
much.
for as all time tech support, and then he
Yeah.
might just record a lot.
all-time tech support. That's
Roadie.
sick. Yeah.
Yeah, because just I'm not gonna bring up another topic. Actually, we gotta get out of
Okay,
here.
good
Yeah.
talk, bro.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Should we just say our socials and move on? Call it a day.
Yeah, once again, this is we'll go around the table, the semicircle.
Hi, I'm Riley After Hours. You can subscribe to me on YouTube, youtube.com/Riley After Hours. I also have an Instagram and a Twitter at Riley After Hour. Do not add an extra S. And then
Shout out.
and then you can also follow me on Twitch, but I don't stream on there, so it's whatever. Thanks for 200 followers, by the way. And I'll pass it back on to Nate.
My name is Nate Vale on Twitch and YouTube. YouTube/Nate Vale. Twitch.com/TV.TV/Nate Vale. I'm probably gonna start game streaming on Twitch and then doing everything else on YouTube because YouTube's not doing me any favors. So yeah, that's Nate Vale. I also have links on my YouTube to literally everything. So and I'm coming out with new merch, especially a feet shirt merch. That's gonna come out pretty soon.
Hey guys, Super Mario here, back with another Super Mario Odyssey challenge video. And today, guys, I don't know, join Mario Cord. Y'all have a good one.
Mario Troid, you have to say your name just in
Mario Troy.
Spell it.
Spelled MERIOTROY.
Did you say I?
Yes. I misspelled it. Yeah.
Oh man.
That's my mirror trid.
Yeah.
And
So
they're gonna see this on your channel, so you don't have to
I was
do
about to say, yeah, this is most likely going to end up on the Nintendo channel. You're already here.
You guys still like there could
If
be
you-
new viewers here.
Yeah, if you've made it this far, appreciate the subscribe.
You're
I'm
probably
live
Klinos
on
or Toaster
YouTube
Wave.
sometimes on Twitch. I believe that's pretty much it. That was way too loud.
It's so loud.
Make sure to check out for the
Anyways.
Cleano sweep, by the way.
All right, guys. Time to
All
stop
right.
recording.
But yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next year.